Alright, so today I feel that I'm really tired now. I just spent around more than 4 hours, maybe five, or maybe 6 hours, just learning, exploring the code, what I made for my exercise from school, and be prepared for some stuff for tomorrow. So I feel really excited. No, it's really exalted today. But speaking with the video, it's the thing that I have to do is every day, although I'm exhausted or I'm happy, what, 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 what's where I am, I'm not gonna give up on it anymore. I'm gonna try, I'm gonna try it every day. Never give up, and I can achieve the thing that I want. Okay, so let's start it. You went to IU. Yeah, right now you got a lot of people that say it's afraid about school. You don't have school. You did not. You think they're idiots? I mean, why? If you are really happy running business, if you don't understand counting, you had it able. You had it, yes, knows that, but you still have to communicate to you, right? I mean, the people that understand the concept of the difference between profits and costs. You know, oh, you can accountant might tell you you're profitable, but your costs going down. Not understanding um, breakdown when you don't. You think you need to learn that? You think you do right? Because may not for some people, look, if you're so familiar and you can get an online course in accounting, here's everything, you why have to be money price. But most people aren't. I am now saying you have to go to Indiana, another expensive core, educate you go communicate college and take accounting things, $99 for the class, spending the money, first you do more obligated to do it. Accounting, finance, research, and marketing, sales force, all of that. These are all the language of business, and you're so possible to yourself these things. Possible to hire them. You're starting your own company. You don't only have any money hiring an accountant. Still cost of business drops in one person, and all that start block and tackling. That's with the business. The thing that I mean now was more important than anything else. I learned how to learn. And learning became now more important to me because uncertainty in business is always going to changing if you're not always learning to this minute. If I'm not continuously learning, if I'm just absorbing as much as I can absorb, someone else will give me ask. Let's talk about paranoia. Where the source of your paranoia should be knowledge. If someone else knows more than you do, if you're not learning, if you don't know how to learn, if you know how to learn, if you have a ton of time to learning and acquire information, you SRL. People love to say you not always stupid questions are the only you don't want to ask them, right? Because questions you ask them, tell me more about you, anything else you could do. Because in particular, tell me more about your progression. If you ask me questions about just basic things and you should have known and you should have that with science, that's going to qualify you almost more than anything. Do you think there needs to be a healthy level? But absolutely, there needs to be. Oh yeah, I mean, I always say, for my if you want a business, I said we will to give me one ask. Right? If my business have there's somebody trying to create a business, there's somebody trying to take a part of your business, and it's better to figure out how do you require that to do it. And yes, being you're paranoid, you have to be paranoid. You have to anticipate other people's next moves, and you can't ever apply the competition. And worse, that the person blind competition this environment in college, and they were kind of being this competition. So you can't do that. Your cops trying to take it out, and they just gonna sit still. If you're really good, if you're not coming to inspiring, whatever harder, faster, better, so you have to be, very aware of what you're good at and the people are good at. A healthy dose of partner next a bit, if you're helpful. If you're not always learning to this minute, if I'm not consciously learning, much absorbing as much as can absorb, someone else is going to keep me out. The greatest source of your progress will be knowledge. If somebody else knows more than you do, And if you want learning, if you don't know how to learn, don't have the trust for learning and acquire information, you SOL. Same guys that have interesting when it comes to gym, right? Same guys, that play golf, they have muscle memory and discipline. They're not good man of boss talented guy in the NBA, but his discipline, focus to what's necessary to be is willing to do and combine it with being simply taught and being skilled, it makes him amazing basketball player. So it's understanding what the skill set is, finding the right place to use those skills, and then we're for it. We'll make you $250,000 depending on when you pick the right industry. If you whatever industry you pick, if you outwork everybody, if you try to be a little smarter than everybody, you try to be better salesperson than everybody, you try to be better prepared than everybody, the best chance you don't do it and someone else does. I have a saying, work like someone trying to take it all away from you. Work actually work like someone else spending 2 hours working, but if it was all from you, and that's kind of the way I look at it. We will say the number one reason why people fail, not necessarily what they make, it accomplishes it's opposite, like brands of effort. Like brands of effort, yeah, they just don't do they don't learn. When you work in the room and we start a business and we start something you are never in fact come with no competition. It's going to be condition that means something else no more than business what you do when you start. And if you're not working in a competitive environment and it's still know more about your business than you do and more about your customer, you lose. But most people don't understand that in order to work, they don't learn more about the industry. They don't know even about business. It means and so you got to put into the effort to know about the industry that nobody else. And that's the brand part and that's the effort part as well. Because look, if you're competing with me, you know what are you doing? Otherwise, I'm gonna kick your ass. Learning about me, and so the combination usually was kill business or more than anything. But my dad was always like, if you want something, you have to earn it. And to his credit, he never said, no, you can't do that. So the West was selling garbage because baseball time, counts time, swore he would have me back. So I think it was as important as anything. And something being you don't try to think you so maybe you don't know any better, all you do is learn. And if you fail, this matter. So when you were 9, 10, 12, 16, 21, if it were irrelevant, and when we were 9, 12, 16, 21, 22, 24, I'm sleeping on the couch. I have a couch with a horn on the floorboard, I'm sleeping in a bum and like student. And so what do you have to lose? So I think that's influenced me as much as anything, that was like, go for it. Don't, why not? What have you got to lose? Yeah, so you think like this, like if people think as in you interview them, okay, so good within 20 minutes interview say this dude is not gonna make it as an entrepreneur. Yeah, I mean I can typically tell, right? I can tell by the passion, I can tell by their focus, I can tell by their preparation. And that is the whole right from the things the person here, his person you're in and his thousand things influence then you can be successful. Not my experience in business, I can put myself in the position and say, okay, 900 of a thousand things he has to do well, and then go through and ask. And behind it, those are her, so they've been able to address already. They can give me the sense of how I want to work, I can tell by the questions they ask me, so all I have to do is like, okay, what do you have to want to know? What do you want to know? Because if you and I work, in high school, we're 14 years old, we just and we know each other. Would I bet would I bet on you being who you are today? No chance, really? No chance. Tell me why. I mean, I had my good friends, and we hung out, and I was hustler. There's no question I was hustler. Even in high school, yeah, in the business, in a big way, but I don't think they were solid. And it was like people looked at me, oh, he's taking to the seat. So in high school, you're fun guy where you always the guy that made people laugh. No, I was always competitive. I was to sports. I was decent. Was an technology guy. I was still learning. Was business guy. Was the guy reading about business books all the time. Reading business books all the time. Go to achievements. I was achievement quick. Why were you reading business book? Because I wanted. Actually, I mean, it was wired that way. Not emphasizing no business trail. I was buying, selling baseball cars by selling stamps and anything I could do to make money. I was hustling, trying to do so it was the person, but not so much worth was all my friends weren't with me, so they wouldn't know. Do you think there's a proven formula? If a brand rookie guy think a lot of business gonna disrupt about a lot of knowledge on how to, do you think even follow formula he's guaranteed to make it? Entrepreneur? No, 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 no. So don't believe in their to make it. No, 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 because who knows you go competing with. So but two, three people both following the same formula, part in the same industry, right? Which one is we all maybe both can win and both can be successful, but so I don't think they're fully full template for yourself, but I think there's things that you can do to put yourself in a position to succeed.